And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win? This one comes to us from White King, who asked the question, who would have fight? Broly from Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and Superboy Prime from the DC Universe. Superboy Prime is a version of Superman that came from a world where there were no other superhero beings. The concept really didn't even exist. It was all fiction, except for him. Unfortunately, this game made him a bit more cynical. His experiences were very different, and ultimately he just went bad. He broke bad and decided to go on a tirade across the multiverse. Like all Superman variants, he draws his power from the yellow sun energy. He is so strong though that he can literally shatter a reality just by throwing a punch. That's how strong he is. He was strong enough to go toe-to-toe with the Darkest Knight, a.k.a. the Batman who lasts after he became an near omnipotent being. It didn't beat him, mind you, but he was strong enough to go toe-to-toe with him. He has all of Superman's abilities. He's also resistant to magic, unlike most other Kryptonians. And he is just a psychopath, pretty much. Broly, we know this. He's the legendary Super Saiyan, cast aside from the planet Vegeta. He was saved by his father. In the Dragon Ball Super movie, though, they grew up on a planet together until they were found by Frieza's forces decades later. He was used against Goku and Vegeta as basically a way to kill them. His power is so great that in base form alone, he could go toe-to-toe with God base-enhanced Goku and Vegeta in Super Saiyan and keeping at an even pace with them until they both went into God form. Then he just went into Akari form, times 10 his power, because that's Akari, and then just started to wreck shop with them. Then they go Super Saiyan Blue. He goes into Super Saiyan and drives both the Super Saiyan Blues out of the off the planet or out of the area. Starts wailing on Frieza for an hour. They refuse, turn into Gogeta. They're beating the hell out of him until he just snaps, busts reality by powering up into Super Saiyan Berserk, and then Gogeta still outclasses him. So Broly is insanely powerful. The question just comes down very simply to who would win the fight. Both these guys are reality breakers. Both of them are reality breakers. And I'd argue Broly is the stronger of the two because he did it just by powering up. He didn't throw a punch. He just powered up. But there's a trade-off here. I think in terms of raw power, Broly is the stronger of the two. The problem for Broly in any fight where you're going up against someone of relative strength compared to you is that Broly is losing his mind as he's powering up, as he's getting stronger. The power is literally coursing through him with such ferocity that he's caught in a blind rage. And if he doesn't keep releasing the energy, he's going to actually melt down and destroy himself. And therein lies the problem that Broly can only keep his power up for so long, particularly because he's very inexperienced with it right now. If he were to actually get some legit training, as we kind of saw with the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, if we saw something like that, and Broly actually gained control and power, kind of like Kale did actually, then we might be having a slightly different conversation. But the fact is, I think the initial confrontation, Superboy probably would not think of him as a big threat until he powers up, goes into Super Saiyan, and now Brian's like, okay, I gotta kill you now. I'm gonna kill you now. And Broly finally snaps, and they're clashing, and he's throwing punches, Broly's throwing punches. They are shattering the fabric of reality. Broly, I think, in raw power is actually overtaking him, but he's unlike Broly. Superboy Prime's biggest problem mentally is actually just his obsessive nature. In terms of a fight, has a lot more of his faculties together. So he will probably realize very quickly it's a battle of attrition. He's just got to outlast this guy. And in that sense, yeah, Broly's not going to last forever. He's going to eventually tire out and drain his energy out. This is very different than, say, Gogeta, who is completely aware of things, aware of everything around him, not blinded by anything, so forth and so on. Completely different than like a Beerus or a Frieza, something like that. Because Broly's whole idea is that he is kind of the Akari incarnated, the Uzaru reincarnated into the Super Saiyan form. He is just blinded by this primal rage. All of his more higher level thinking is kind of just kaput. So he's a lot more vulnerable in that sense. He's more vulnerable to a smarter, more tactical opponent, i.e. see the Gogeta fight. And his power eventually is going to just fizzle out. Like, there's only so much energy he can output before he just tires out. So I would probably go Superboy Prime in this fight. Like I said, I actually think Broly might actually be, in terms of raw power and energy output, the stronger of the two. But it doesn't matter if he can't actually end Superboy Prime. And I don't think it's going to hit a point where he can end Superboy Prime before Superboy Prime is able to counteract him. But this is just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one, everyone.